Report Monday, December 9th, 2013, concession.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Do we have anybody that wanted to make public comment? The sheet should have been coming around. Oh, okay. So,
Anyone wish to make public comment this morning?
is there
No one signed up.
no one? Okay, nobody on this front row? No. Madam Judge.
Give you report, everybody got a copy of the
Yes, sir, I did.
Item 5. Public hearing, courthouse annex 1, 2, 3, updates, comments, or questions. Any from anyone? Yes, sir.
I just, Your Honor, I was wondering, when will the bonds be issued?
Sometime in January. Had to wait a month till after the election before we can post all that, and at that time, they will be put up. And I did talk to the financial advisor that said it would be advertised for anyone local that wishes to participate in purchasing the bond, to be able to do so. Anything else on Annex 1, 2, and 3? Item 6, Ken Willingford, Texas Veterans Land Board, Reservation Recognition of Wilson County and Wilson County Veteran Service Officer for the number of loans made by the Wilson County veterans. To Wilson County.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
The judge said, my name is Ken Wallingford, and I'm with the Texas Veterans Land Board, which is a state agency, if you're not familiar with us. We provide low interest rate loans to Texas veterans for land, housing, home improvements. We've got 8 state veterans home. You all have the second home that we built here in Floresville, the state veterans home, which is doing very well. We also have 4 state veteran cemeteries that we built around the state and so forth. And what we like to do, and I think, Judge, you may have gotten a letter back in October from Commissioner Patterson, Texas Land Commissioner, recognizing the number of loans that this county does with Richard Cruiser, who's your county veteran service officer. And this is a combination, when you look at the number of veterans in this county, you've got almost 4,900 veterans that reside here in Floresville or in Wilson County. That comprises a little over 11% of your total veteran population. And so each year, each fiscal year, and ours runs from September 1st through August 31st, we look at all the counties and we put out statistics on the number of housing loans, land loans, home improvement loans, so forth and so on. And I wanted to come here today and recognize your support of veterans in this county, and also Richard personally, as being your county service officer, for doing a little over $7 million in loans this past fiscal year. Now this, one of the highlights we have to mention also is it's all property tax based because of the increase in value, so that helps the county and of course helps the veterans if he or she gets a housing loan, land loan from us and so forth. The number of housing loans we did, or you all did this last year, was 6,164,000. Land loans, which is a minimum of 1 acre now, we changed that several years ago after Commissioner Patterson came on board. Did 841,794 land loans. Forfeited lands, now these are properties that veterans bought, and maybe they had to turn them back in, like I say, because I've been with the agency 25 years. One of the last things that we ever want to do is take the property back from the veteran, because that is their entitlement. Sometimes, as we probably all been there before, in situations where they have to give it back, and then we turn it off of that under a sealed bid sale. And so you had $93,100 in forfeit land sales this past fiscal year. So combined, total amount again was $7,099,254 in loans. And so, on behalf, Judge, and if I could have you and maybe Richard, I'd like to present this certificate on behalf of Commissioner Patterson. It says, General Land Office, to all who shall these president's greetings, know ye that Wilson County Commissioners Court and the Wilson County Veterans Service Office is recognized for the continued support of promoting Texas veterans' land and housing programs to the Texas veterans, in particular the veterans of Wilson County in the fiscal year of 2013, in the amount of $7,099,254 in land, housing, and home improvement loans made to Wilson County veterans. Testimony whereof I saw my name and cause of seal of the General Land Office to be affixed in the city of Austin this 3rd day of September 2013. Signed, Jerry Patterson, Commissioner of Texas Veterans Land.
We appreciate all you do.
Also, Judge, I'd like to present to you as well a flag from the state of Texas. Thank you so much for supporting veterans and the commissioners and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You know, just add to, we've been very blessed in this county for a long time with our veterans officers. Just can't say enough about the work that you do with the Veterans Day operations and obviously with the line of work and everything. We appreciate all of it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Item 7, discuss take action on the lease of 110 acres from ranching and farming land located approximately 1 mile west FM 1922, County Road 310. If we could, I'd like to table that. We had no other bids, and the individual that has it leased now is in serious condition in the hospital, and don't know how that's going to come out. So we'll table that and get more information. Item 8, discuss and take action on 2014 Wilson County Resolution for Energy Defense Grant Program. Do you have that, Ms. Brown, or do you know anything about it?
I have a copy of it, but I think that Eagle, you handed this out to everyone?
No.
There's a copy
Here.
Oh, okay. Don't have
Okay. Indigent Defense Grant Program, whereas under the provision of the Fair Defense Act 77, regular session counties are eligible to receive grants from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission to provide improvements in the indigent defense services in the county. And whereas the grant program will assist the county in the implementation of the provisions of the Fair Defense Act and the improvement of the indigent criminal defense services in this county. And whereas Wilson County Commissioners Court has agreed that in the event of loss or misuse of the funds, Wilson County Commissioners assures that the funds will be returned in full to the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. Now therefore be it resolved and ordered that the county judge of this county is designated as the authorized official to apply for, accept, decline, modify, or counsel the grant application for the Indigent Defense Formula Grant Program and all other necessary documents to accept said bid. And be it further resolved that the county auditor is designated as a financial officer for the grant. Not this state. Motion? Commissioner Miles, Commissioner Gomez, all in favor? Aye. to take action on County Information Resources Agency service agreement.
Ask me to take up that, I've got a follow-up letter too,
Okay.
but we haven't heard back yet.
Item 10, Vernon Brazil, County Auditor, review and approve new nursing contract for the jail.
The sheriff has lost his nursing contract, and so we're hiring a new person to fill that contract, and there's the contract that just needs to be signed.
Okay. Motion, Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner Morales, all in favor?
Aye.
Item 11, Larry Wiley, Commissioner Precinct 4, reappointment of Lynn Ray West and Todd Lawson, ESD number 3.
These two officers, when they set up their board, some were 2 years and some were a year. And these two gentlemen were a year. They've done an excellent job, and I would like to make a motion to.
Motion, Commissioner Wiley, second, Commissioner Fowle, all in favor?
Aye.
Item 12, discuss take action on office space for Community Council, South Central Texas. You like to address the court?
Sure, thank you. I'm Bobby Dyke. I'm Executive Director of Community Council of South Central Texas. I have Lisa Flores with me. She is the case manager assigned to Wilson and Karnes County. We currently office in Wilson County at the Floresville Event Center, and we've received notice from the city that we will have to vacate those offices due to some conditions over there. And that's effective December 31st. So we're seeking office space so we can continue to office here in Floresville. I do have, just for your information, if y'all would like to pass it out, our numbers that we've served. It actually has all of the counties on there that we service. But Wilson County is itemized, as well as the other counties. We've served 539 individuals in 2013, 210 households, spent $128,479 here in Wilson County. Our primary purposes in our offices here are determining eligibility for low-income families to subsidize utility payments, both gas, propane, and electric. And then we also provide case management services where we assist families to transition out of poverty. So that's the purposes of our offices here in Floresville.
Any of y'all have any idea of any office space?
That's what we were looking at, what was it, like 2 years ago, a year ago? We're trying to find a location on that.
How long do you have before you get out of this?
We have until the end of this month, unfortunately. And actually, even if we could just look at temporary location until we could find a more permanent site, we see roughly 20 to 30 clients on average a day that come in for their appointments. And then Lisa determines eligibility. That's total traffic that we see. Of course, some of those individuals that come in bring their children and that type of thing. So there is a little bit of traffic in and out.
And then you also need for parking space, right, for the vehicle?
No, we,
No?
For the what?
for the vehicle.
No.
we don't.
No, I park
Just-
it at my vehicle?
Yeah.
We park it at the park and ride in front of the sheriff's department.
This is not the transportation.
Oh, it's not that transportation?
No. That's what I was gonna say. If we utilize one of those, it's gonna be part of the DA's office once they start that, it's for a temporary thing, next to the entrance over there on,
B Street, or 8th Street?
B Street.
B.
on B,
No, it's not.
H.
Hey,
Street.
you are right. It is
well,
for the-
on the other side of the compound here, there's some classrooms that, were temporarily, you know, and then, once we get that done, we may actually have any office space, you know, but we'll have to, I tell you what, with Commissioner File, Commissioner Gomez, since y'all are in this part of the, y'all have floors up basically, would y'all work with them to see about finding something temporarily or whatever, and, that
How
work?
big an area do you need?
I have probably 2 filing cabinets and a desk and 2 chairs. I think that we had a desk and an apron.
Roughly right now, the room that we have over at the event center is probably a little bit smaller than this room.
No, that's one.
The room this size would be.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Okay, well, they will work with you, and on a temporary, and try to look for something more permanent. 'Cause this would be very temporary on this, but, maybe one of the other classrooms that wouldn't be affected by that, so y'all just kind of see what you say.
Okay.
Here's my business cards for them, so they can contact me.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Appreciate the work y'all do.
Thank you.
I think just, let them work on it, once they come up with something, we'll bring it
Okay,
back.
no problem.
Item 13, accept resignation of Vernon Brazil, Wilson County Auditor, effective 12/9/2014.
13.
Oh,
I didn't mean to make her mad enough to want to leave. I really didn't.
well, I tell you what, before we accept that resignation, all I can say is that I really appreciate the job that you've done for the county. I know it's a transition from someone that set it up back in the 80s and it ran one certain way to today is a tremendous job. Compliment to both of you as far as the work that was done, but I can see the difficulty in making that change and do appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you a lot again, even though I was hard on you for the
Yeah, almost left on the second.
Motion to accept, Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner File, all in favor. Thank you again. Item 14, appointment of Tom Dupnick as Wilson County Auditor effective December 10th, 2013.
He is not here today, he couldn't be today. He's still working at his other job and training, but Eva, did you get his orders? I think the judges were sending you his orders. You didn't get them? Oh, okay.
We have a motion accepting his,
Yeah.
as when the order from the district judge is complete. Commissioner Gomez, Commissioner Wiley, all in favor.
We do have his oath and everything ready,
Okay.
or can
He'll
you come in and,
He'll be here tomorrow.
that's fine.
Would he start off at the same time, you know?
Yes,
And it would say it in that order, that's why she was asking about the order.
yes, it's the same.
Item 15, Dr. Shaw, Wilson County presentation of healthcare program.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to thank you, Judge, and the committee for, I know it's short notice, you guys included us on your list. I'm Dr. Shaw. I'm a foot and ankle specialist, surgeon. I'd like to present a plan for the residents and members of the county. Now, basically, we're here to ask for your permission to be able to do that. This is a healthcare membership plan that we want to implement with your permission in Wilson County. By no means it's going to conflict or compete against healthcare plans that the county already offers to its employees. But what it does do is provide an alternative for the family members that otherwise may not be able to afford health insurance. As you know, the costs are going up every day, and the one thing that's not regulated are the insurance companies in which the monthly deductible and the copay and the monthly installment that they have to pay increases. Even though the member working for the county may be able to afford health insurance, but if we were to add the families on the plan, it might increase the payment so much that they might not be able to afford it. So we have partnered with the new urgent care that had just opened up in Floresville, where this plan will provide a few things that most plans may or may not provide. One, all the patients that are members of this plan do not need any appointments to be seen. They can just call a number, come in and get seen. The clinics are open 7 days a week. They're open until 9 o'clock at night on weekdays, 6 o'clock on weekends. And basically, the plan is going to be readily available for anybody to use, and it's very affordable. It's only $29.99 a month per member. So what we'd like to do is ask for your permission to implement this plan in the county to help those that otherwise would not have health care benefits and or access to health care, in which we can provide that for the residents here. I think the brochure that you have in front of you does talk a little bit about the plan. We have a website set up. Basically, what it will entail is for a member to go ahead and sign up. We have a basic sheet, and obviously we want to provide health care for them, but if we do identify that as a member that needs a little more critical care, we would appropriately, point them in the right direction as well. This is not an insurance plan, so it does not compete with anything that the county has. What it is a health membership plan that adds to what the insurance plan you may already have. Because as you know, one of the things that's going to happen is that it's going to be a numbers game. So even if you have health insurance, for example, the Obamacare, they had a presentation last week. The cheapest healthcare plan that they found in Wilson County was offered by Aetna PPO, and it was around $128 a month for one person. However, that plan was a 60-40 plan, meaning insurance would only cover 60% after your deductible has been met. So if you have a gentleman that could, person working here or living in Wilson County, should he sign up for that plan, would have to pay at least $120 a month just to have the plan, would have to pay a deductible when they go see the doctor for whatever costs there are, and at that point, only 40% after the deductible is met will be covered. They have to pay on their own, only 60% will be covered. So you can see how it all adds up every month or every time you go and see a doctor. So with our plan, our membership plan, you would only pay $29.99, which is a fixed cost, and we have only, our fees are regulated and constant. For example, if you need the most basic labs that you would need, it would only be $12. If you need x-ray, it will be $35 with the read from a radiologist. So what we're trying to do is bring a plan to the county that would be affordable, in which the residents could get appropriate health care in the county, and we already have a clinic that's set up here in Florida.
Dr. Jones, when do you need our approval to do this?
Well, I think we felt that it's better, one, that the county commissioner of the committee knows, because we can help us identify those patients that might need health care in ways, because we're new to the county, and I think if we start with you and then the city, it'd be a good way to spread the word. You might be able to help us guide in a certain direction, and also make aware of the plan that's available for the residents. So we feel that if we work together, we can really come together and serve the population that lives in Wilson County.
Is this clinic out in the shopping center where the old Walmart store was?
No, sir, it's right on 181, right next to Aaron's Furniture.
Oh, okay. Now, there is one there in that shopping mall, is there not?
There's a clinic? Yes.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
the Atascosa Health Board.
Is-
Mom's on that board, Judge, it's the Atascosa Health Board, they call it Wilson County Health.
Mhm.
There is a clinic there and a dentist.
From my standpoint, if we were going to endorse something like this, I would like to look further into it before, from my perspective, before the county puts the stamp on it. Probably a very good program, but I'd like to, maybe through the insurance committee, I see one of the members nodding their head back there. I would like to take a look at this and take a look at alternatives before we put our stamp on it,
Well,
That'd be fine with me.
from my standpoint. Not saying we wouldn't do it, it's just, I don't know anything other than this little pamphlet. And I'm sure it's great, but if it turned out somehow it wasn't, and we put the stamp on it.
I agree with you. I mean, I just, well, I was just asking a few questions. You know, ask you.
And this 29.99 is good for anybody that's in the county, correct? Is that what I understand you correctly?
Even if you have insurance?
Even if you have insurance, you can enroll for this plan, because sometimes what's going to happen is your deductible is gonna be $5,000. So every time you go in, let's say you come and see me, and I'm a foot and ankle surgeon, you know, you have to pay for your office visit, then you have to pay for your x-rays, then if you have a fracture, you have to pay for your cast, and you can just see how all those costs adds up. So one visit can be anywhere between $300 to $500, you know, and we have a rate over here, so x-rays, you would never pay, you know, most likely $35 for an extremity view. That's with the read from a radiologist. If alone you went to go get the x-ray done, it would be $140, and plus whatever the radiologist bills you for the read. So every little thing adds up. So what we want to do is make it affordable and available for the residents here that will ultimately, that otherwise could not afford a healthcare plan, even if they have insurance, because that money with the deductible comes out of your pocket. So if you add the $29.99 a month, even if you have insurance, and you come and see us, that one lab exam is gonna cost you $12. And if you go to get the lab done anywhere else, will be between 40 and $80.
Have you been to the hospital board?
No.
I think that would be, you know, as far as the health needs of the community, if you got with them and the Atascosa and the joint to kind of work together to see what's best for everyone, would be a very good idea to look at, because they have a better idea of what's available and what's not available than we do.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your presentation.
I could probably use that, because I have to have my foot removed from my mouth about.
I'm pretty sure
Probably a deal.
Item 16, William D. Kinney, ESD number 2, appointment of Tommy Moles, ESD number 2, reappointment of William D. Kinney to ESD number 2 board. Y'all will decipher all that for me?
Mr. Bob Gadd, who was a commissioner for 2 years, his term of appointment is finished on that. And Tony's agreed to fill his position again. Again, I've finished 3 years, but
Re-up.
I'm going to stay.
Good, good.
And so we presented this to Commissioner Gomez and Commissioner Wiley. Where Tommy lives in precinct 1, the same as I do. So very happy for him. Like to have that.
I found you very qualified myself.
I agree.
Okay, motion, Commissioner Wiley, second Commissioner Gomez, all in favor? Unanimous. Thank you very much. Appreciate your service. I know that's been a real work, and it seems like everything's running smoothly now. Well, it'll never run smoothly, but I mean, y'all done a great job out there. We appreciate you very much. Discuss and approve allowing E.Les Martinez County Clerk to enter into a contract with Democrats and Republicans for the 2014 primary and runoff elections. Commissioner Kyle, Commissioner Gomez, all in favor?
Aye.
18, discuss and take action on tax office removal of wall for additional counter. Annie, you know, we gave her permission.
Yeah.
I don't think she got any bids or anything. Our manager,
Did you?
wanted to put a bid in. Did we get a bid somewhere?
But I just said we can do it.
And, but if he wants to bid it, you know, like on his off time.
Yeah, it's gonna be his off time, I think. And I talked to Andy also, and he said he might even do it on the weekends. but there's no traffic on. I told her we didn't have no problem with that, because it's gotta be done. Because, well, I mean, we tried it already went after a lot of people, and everybody's tied up right now.
And, pending review of his bid and,
Yeah.
and then everything, motion, Commissioner Gomez, second Commissioner Fowle, all in favor? Nineteen, Edwin Baker, Wilson County Fire Marshal, discuss and take action on Wilson County interlocal agreements with the emergency service districts, volunteer fire departments, and EMS agencies.
And we added another one this year, as you all know. The Assistant County Attorney and I have sat down and she came up with a good agreement with, because it's a different type of VSD. It's different from 1 and 2 from the sense that it's only EMS. And so, we've already, done that one. The rest of them are, the same, initially the same agreements as last year. With the exception of ESD number 2, we do not contract with them. We contract directly with the volunteer fire department and EMS because of coverage area outside of those boundaries. And the only other document we're gonna add this year, we have the training requirements that were approved last year, and they're the same, and the mutual aid agreement. Years ago, they said, okay, we're gonna have a mutual aid agreement for the region. Everybody signed up, and then we're gonna have one for the state, and all that was done. Well, now they've gone back and said, no, you gotta have them with each other again. So, the Assistant County Attorney and myself have, or actually, she sat down and drew this together, I've read it. For the purpose of what we're doing, it fits perfect. One of the things I wanna bring out today that it'll come out sooner or later is FEMA has started requiring some type of payment agreement with mutual aid. And this has to do with declared disasters. And what the other counties have done, some of the other counties have done, is put in a statement that says the first 12 hours, there is no charge for. And after that, then there could be a bill generated. Does that mean the bill has to be paid? That's between the two agencies. But FEMA comes in now and says, okay, why are we giving you money if they're doing it for free? And so this is a way around that. And that would be for declared disasters like fires. River flooding, what else do we have? Oh, hazmat, major hazmat, those things fall under the emergency management plan, separate from these agreements. Okay? And it just kind of so that it's bring it to y'all so y'all will be able to understand what's going on with it. But the agreements for all intents and purposes are the same as last year.
Motion? Commissioner Wiley, second Commissioner Morales, all in favor?
Anybody wants to read some of these? I got copies.
I need a copy of it, I'll put it on file.
Okay, at this time, we're gonna take about a 20-minute break. The pension service, if you go out the door outside, take a right, go down there about 50 yards to your left, there's an open door. Everybody's invited to go down, they've got, health food, and they got some not so healthy food there, and everybody's invited to come and help us out.
And come and look at our new classroom facility, our educational facility down there that we've started having different meetings as well as educational classes for people around the county.
The agreement.
Judge, just let you know, the commissioner said he got up early this morning, did all.
I gotta get them signed.
You and him maybe have a contact. Well, the judge just
He
makes
cooked the pineapple, I think.
So we're back to 10.
Y'all all come on down.